Did the judge grant the GAG order that Blake Lively requested in the federal case on Monday, February 3rd? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I did some sleuthing and I want to update you on what's really going on in the case. And for those that have been following the channel and our community members, we have a special guest today, Alaska. Alaska, do you want to say hi? This is Alaska. Hi, Al. So for those that are community members on the channel, you know Alaska was in the hospital and he's doing great. I'm just coming back from the flu. I'm battling the flu, and Alaska thought that he'd be just such a sweet boy and keep me company as I work today. He's such a good boy. All right, let's dive in. The first thing that I found really interesting was TMZ's take on everything. Now, you can see here it says update. This is 19 hours ago. TMZ had released an article, Justin Baldoni scores legal win over Blake Lively, no gag order for his lawyer. But I want you to see something. If we go to view edit history, the original caption to this article was Justin Baldoni just scored a legal win over Blake Lively because the first court hearing in their beef ended with a gag order for ended without a gag order for Justin's lawyer. Then we can see that was at 1:44 p.m. And by 2:15 p.m. yesterday, Monday, February 3rd, there was an update. And the updated caption to the article read, and it's obvious that Blake Lively's team had reached out. Blake Lively's attorney, Michael Gottlieb and Estra Hudson tell TMZ, we are pleased with the result of today's hearing and eager to move forward immediately with discovery in this case. The court granted our request that all attorneys in the matter actually follow the rule of law and not make any statement that could prejudice a jury. This case deals with serious allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation. We will hold the defendants accountable, and we are confident that once all the evidence is submitted in this matter, Miss Lively will prevail. So we can already see the spin that's happening. And what I've noticed, I'm definitely not a lawyer. What I've noticed is a lot of wordplay on her side, not just in her text messages to Justin, but also in her legal documents, a lot of wordplay. And they're kind of playing with the truth here because it kind of, if you don't pay much attention to it, it does look like it was approved. It does look like there's a gag order, but there in fact is not. And so when I was looking at what's the legal truth within this, so I could bring you guys the actual truth of what's going on, I turned to Peter at The Lawyer You Know and wanted to see what he had to say. Now, I know you guys typically come here for tarot and astrology and human design. I've been, like I said, battling the flu. So we're not going to do any tarot today. I just want to give it to you straight on what's going on so you can get an actual view, bird's eye view of what happened at the court. So we are going to now go over to Peter. All right, let's check out what Peter has to say. Apparently I'm still in the Christmas spirit. I have my tea with honey. Let's all hear the tea spilled. I don't want to spill my tea though, because I really need it. All right, let's see what Peter has to say about this. He's wonderful, by the way, if you're looking for unbiased legal commentary. I will say we have a lot of Emily D. Baker fans in this community as well, which makes me so happy because I really love Emily. And some people have been concerned around her connections in the Justin Baldoni case. It does look like she's represented by WME if you look at the email, and she is apparently following Ryan on Instagram. I can't see that. To be transparent, I can't see that. It looks like it's blocked who she follows. However, Ryan Reynolds is following Emily. So there's been some people concerned, and I've had some community members ask, who do you recommend in terms of law then? LawTube to follow this case. Peter, I would say, would be a fantastic source for unbiased information. So let's hear what he has to say.
A gag order, but instead some of the reports were they were going to implement Rule 3.6 of the ethical rules for lawyers. You don't have to implement that. You don't have to say that's in play. It's always in play. It's in play every day of our lives as lawyers. And if we violate the ethical rules or the rules of professional responsibility, we can get in trouble for that. We can get sanctioned. We can lose our bar license. There are all sorts of negative effects that can come if we violate the ethical rules that we all know that we are under. And they mentioned 3.6 and implementing 3.6 and 3.6 being applied. We looked at what that Rule 3.6 was in California.
All right. So what Peter is saying here is there was no gag order. And essentially all the judge did was remind them of Rule 3.6, which really doesn't change anything. As Peter's saying, like, they shouldn't be violating that in the first place. And because the website wasn't actually said that it had to come down, it doesn't look like the judge actually sees it as a violation. All right, what else does he have to say? This is another clip from Peter.
Ethical, and you're only saying what is absolutely necessary to basically defend your client publicly. If you've already done that, maybe you don't need to do it as much. And here was Mr. Friedman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, after the hearing.
Let's back up a little bit.
Hammering 3.6 have focused on they're already responding to allegations that are prejudicial that Lively and her team are putting out there. They've done that, right? And now that the judge is hammering 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, make sure you're ethical and you're only saying what is absolutely necessary to basically defend your client publicly. If you've already done that, maybe you don't need to do it as much. And here was Mr. Friedman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, after the hearing. Let's hear how short and sweet he is and what we think he's going to do in the future.
I think, and that's Brian Friedman right there in the tan jacket. If we can go live, let's take it.
And we really respect Judge Lyman, and we're really looking forward to moving the case along as quickly as possible. Our clients are devastated and want to move the case along as quickly as possible. And we just couldn't be more pleased with how the case was handled today, how it was managed. And we're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence in a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance. And we're going to change that. Thank you.
So that's it. Short and sweet. I think.
So that is, and I'm going to contrast the two lawyers, the two side statements as well for you. Don't worry. I got you. I've been stuck in bed sick. So I've been just sleuthing and pulling little things for you guys. All right. I have two more clips I want to show you from Peter, and then we are going to deep dive into some of the other stuff coming out, because what I know to be true is that we're in a PR war right now. My background, what a lot of people know me as, is astrology and tarot for celebrities. And that's my job as well. It's what I do full time. Is I work with clients. I have clients sign up for astrology calls. I do one-on-one sessions. I do long-term coaching. However, my background's also in branding. I actually have been slowly leaving the branding space due to some of the practices that are done there. But I understand the PR side because I've worked with very large businesses, public figures, lower end celebrities, not big celebrities. And, even someone that was apparently wanted by the FBI, it was a wild call. They wouldn't even turn their video on. Apparently they gave me a fake name. I don't know. That was wild. However, I understand the PR battle that we're also in, and it can be really difficult to go through everything and figure out what's fact and what's not. So I'm trying to bring it all to you right now. We're not doing human design or anything in this video, but I'm trying to just round it up for you. So let's see what else he says.
And things these lawyers need to be concerned with and think about as they go forward. If they're just going to continue to publish things that get filed in the docket or are part of public record, they need to obviously be careful and make sure they don't file anything that's been sealed, because they will have a copy of it. It might look like it's in the docket on their computer or how they're looking at it, or it's in their system as a filing. We have our system where we have everything that's been filed in the docket. We have a download of that document. So hopefully they're not just downloading it there and downloading on this website. I don't think they are, but any sealed documents, if the court determines they should be sealed, if you post them, that's a big problem. If there are any redactions made to any documents, you better make sure those same redactions are shown and redacted, I should say redacted, not shown, on your website where you're posting these documents publicly. You better make sure you're not posting them unredacted, or again, even if it's a mistake, even if you completely didn't mean to do it and it's completely harmless, but then a judge looks at it and says, this is exactly why we can't have this. This is a problem, take it down. And frankly, federal judges are more likely to shut something down or really put their foot down more than state courts, which leads me to a point I wanted to talk about as well. We're going to come back.
All right. So what he's basically just saying there is that they have to be careful, but they always were. I'm sure Brian Friedman wasn't just throwing anything up willy-nilly. I cannot picture that at all. All right. There's one last thing I wanted to show you.
Website. That's not really something that would make me think is going to lessen the traffic to this website. So that's one thing I would add, as well as potentially a disclaimer. So in summary, in my opinion, it is ethically appropriate for Baldoni and his team to post public documents and things that the client consents to the lawyers posting on this website for the public to review. As long as there's not a gag order in place, it doesn't look like it violates anything in Rule 3.6. And as long as there's client consent, it doesn't look like it's violating anything in Rule 1.6. So at this point, it looks like it's okay. And the judge chose to not issue a gag order today, knowing this website exists, which makes me think at this point, the website is staying up. Let me know.
All right, so it looks like at this point, the website is staying up, my friends. Now let's look at the official statements from both teams. Let's start with the official statement from Justin Baldoni. Our clients are devastated and want to move the case along as quickly as possible. We just couldn't be more pleased with how the case was handled today, how it was managed. We're going to move as quickly as we possibly can and prove our innocence in a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance, and we're going to change that. And then Blake Lively's team is saying, we are pleased with the result of today's hearing and eager to move forward immediately with the discovery in this case. The court granted our request that all attorneys in the matter actually follow the rule of law and not make any statements that could prejudice a jury. This case deals with serious allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation. We will hold the defendants accountable, and we are confident that once all the evidence is submitted in this matter, Ms. Lively will prevail. And that's what they said to TMZ as well. If you don't know any better, it does kind of give a feel of like, we won. We totally won because we have to follow the law. Well, I mean, everyone had to follow the law the whole time. Baldoni's lawyers had to follow the law the whole time. It wasn't like it was a free-for-all up until Monday the 3rd and no one was following the law, and then now they have to follow the law. Like, everyone had to follow the law regardless. As Peter said, from the lawyer, you can lose your license to practice law if you don't. And that section that they were quoting Blake's team, it was always there. It's not like it all of a sudden showed up on February 3rd. So the reality is that no, there was no gag order. And it is a wordplay. It's a war of PR right now. And there has been some wordplay on Blake's side to make it seem like they won. Ultimately, they didn't win. Blake has to be deposed by who Baldoni's side wants her to be deposed by. Like, she cannot throw a diva tantrum and have whoever she wants depose her. It's not like she's casting her next movie. This is ridiculous. And so she lost that, and she lost the gag order. Everyone agreed to follow the law, which I feel as though they should have been anyway and were anyway. I don't know. There's another article I want to show you guys. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about Justin Baldoni having a billionaire backer and all of that, and I don't doubt he does. I don't doubt that there's a billionaire backer and his partner that is supporting him. However, I think we also, within that, also lose sight of how devastating this is to someone like him, right? And maybe that is why Blake and Ryan didn't think he would fight back. Like, how much money does he have? Is he going to be able to financially fight back against us? And maybe that was a piece of it, right? Blake does have previous allegations she's made for sexual harassment. I can show you guys that article as well before I let you go. Maybe, I don't know. I really think this was coordinated from the beginning, but it's just so messy. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track. Maybe they just thought they could do this takeover of the film. Maybe there were some things that made her uncomfortable, and it's just blown up. And they thought, you know what? Maybe there is a morality clause. I don't think anyone's actually proven there is a morality clause in this. But you know what? One way we can get the film back or to get the franchise, and in the way that we can do this for sure, he denied Ryan, because apparently, based on reports, Ryan offered to buy it. He's already said no, he won't sell it. And he's done something, this text could be taken in this context, or this interaction could be taken in this interaction. Maybe we'll leverage sexual harassment. I don't know. I still think, and I will stand by, I think there's a playbook that Ryan and Blake move by to take over franchises in the early stages. And I'm mapping it out for you guys. I do have one video that just gives a snippet of it, but I'm mapping it out for you guys. It's a very strategic playbook. And I just wonder, because the one thing I keep asking myself is, well, how does sexual harassment come into this? And I wonder if Baldoni kept refusing to back down, if it's now certain things could be taken in another light. However, yeah, we need to keep in mind that this is devastating. So this article, Baldoni devastated financially and emotionally by legal battle with Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds. Justin Baldoni's ongoing legal battle with his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds has potentially allegedly taken its toll. During a pre-trial conference on Monday, Baldoni's attorney Brian Freeman claimed the actor-director has suffered hardships due to the litigation. Freeman said that the Jane the Virgin alum and his other clients are devastated financially and emotionally. And you have to, and that's true too. You have to keep in mind like all the players in this and how expensive it is. I don't know if you guys are following. Let me know in the comments the Karen Reed case. What would have happened to Karen Reed if she didn't have millions of dollars to dump at this? What would have happened to her? Let me know if you guys have been following. I'd love to hear. And she's another example of how you can be just devastated and unable to fund an actual defense and stand up for yourself against either financially better off people, rich people, or the government, right? With her and being accused of murder. So it says here, along with Baldoni, Freeman is representing Baldoni's production company, Wayfair Studios. It ends with us producers, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, and publicists, Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel. Well, there's the answer to that. I saw a lot of discourse yesterday on Monday of no one really knew if Brian Freeman was representing all of them. There you go. Not to sound like a 4-year-old fighting a 4-year-old with they started it, but in these kinds of cases, once someone says something, it becomes fact, the attorney added, referring to Lively's sexual harassment allegations. There's no way to fight against it. Meanwhile, Lively's attorney, Michael Gottlieb, claimed Baldoni's alleged retaliation campaign against the Gossip Girl actress has been devastating for her. All right. I'm going to show you one more article, and I'm just going to put it out there. But I'm going to show you one more thing. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying if someone is made uncomfortable and tells someone not to do something and they do it, that is a problem. And if someone feels uncomfortable in the way someone's interacting with them, that is a problem. I just wanted to show this as there's been a lot of discourse online of like, you know, does Blake kind of take innocent things wrong? Does she take it personally? I know with Kirsty Flaw, probably butchered her name. I apologize. You know, a lot of people thought maybe she took that statement very personally and kind of lashed out. I don't know. But here it is. This is back from October 12th, 2017. Blake Lively revealed she was sexually harassed by a makeup artist who filmed her while she slept. Lively, 30, revealed her terrifying experience with sexual harassment, allegedly at the hands of a makeup artist. Blake Lively is opening up about her own experiences with sexual harassment after several female celebrities, such as Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie, came forward following allegations of sexual misconduct against Harvey Weinstein. So she says he was saying things inappropriately, insisting on putting my lipstick on with his finger. So when I dig into this, what it seems to be is the makeup artist was putting lipstick on with his finger rather than the makeup brush. And she also said, I was sleeping one night on location and I woke up and he was filming me. I was clothed, but it was very voyeuristic, terrifying thing to do. So I just want to put it out there. And it's not to minimize. I mean, if you've told someone do not do that, and if especially someone is filming you while you're sleeping, that is disgusting. And the interesting thing is with this article and everything I can find on it is she went to the producers and she kept going up the chain until that person was removed. So everything I can find is that person wasn't fired from the industry. They were just removed from the set. There's nothing to solidify it was Gossip Girl that I can find, but it seems to track with the timing. She seemed to understand the chain of command. And so now she's just skipping all of that and going straight to the New York Times. I don't know. I'm still sticking by it was their playbook. They come in on like small franchises are starting small with small budgets. They come in very humbled, Blake and Ryan, and they slowly take over like a fungus. And they slowly take over. And then they turn what was once a small franchise into a mega franchise. I don't know. So what do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And at the end of the day, it was a big win for Justin Baldoni in court. His lawyers did not get gagged. There was no gag order put in place. All they were told to do was follow the law, which everyone was doing anyway. The website does not have to come down. And Blake is going to be deposed by whoever Baldoni's team wants her to be deposed by. So big day, big win for Justin. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.